You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome to this week's episode of Be Humane with Dr. Robin Ganzard. So glad you've joined us for another exciting episode as we celebrate the animals in our lives. This week's episode features my good friend, and you know her so well, Alison Sweeney. Alison is a new American Humane National Ambassador, and we're so proud that she's joined us to help champion the voiceless, the animals in our lives. And we're so thrilled that she's also been part of our Hero Dog Awards now for several years. And she just is so much of a champion for veterans suffering from PTS and who are in need of our WAGs for Patriots grants for service dogs. She's really been a champion and advocate for our program, and we're so proud to know her. You know Alison Sweeney as Sammy Brady on Days of Our Lives, where she earned a Daytime Emmy Award nomination. You've also known her from Hallmark. She starred and executive produced the Hallmark movie Murder, She Baked. And there have actually been 4 movies so far in this wonderful franchise. I love the Murder, She Baked franchise. It's great on Hallmark. You've seen her, I know, for many seasons, where Allie has hosted The Biggest Loser. And she's hosted a lot of wonderful blogs and commentary about health tips for pets, so how we can keep them slim and fit and in our lives for a really long time. You may not have known that Allie's been a big proponent of rescue. She really quite saved an incredible dog named Ozzy. She found Ozzy in the middle of the road and had to run over and get him. He had lots of injuries, and it was clear that he'd been abandoned and living in the streets for really a long time. Ozzy found an incredible, compassionate savior in Allie, and I can tell you Ozzy right now is living a really great life with Allison and her beautiful family. Allie lives in Los Angeles with her wonderful husband, Dave, California Highway Patrol officer, and 2 children, Ben and Megan. You're going to so enjoy the next few minutes with my good friend, Alison Sweeney. On behalf of all of us at American Humane, we're so glad that you choose this week and every week to join us for our weekly radio show, Be Humane with Dr. Robin Ganzard. So thrilled to welcome you to this special time where we can celebrate the power of the human-animal bond and those special animals in our lives. Friends, we'll be right back after this brief message with Alison Sweeney. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your 4-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Well, welcome back to Pet Life Radio. This is your host, Dr. Robin Ganzard, and we're here with the wonderful, inspirational, and beautiful Allie Sweeney. Allie, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, thank you. How are you, Robin?
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, we're in the season of hero dogs, and I know you've been with us several years in a row, celebrating heroes on both ends of the leash. What did you think about this year's show?
Oh my gosh, it was so inspiring and moving and wonderful and adorable, you know? I mean, there's just so much to see and enjoy being a part of Hero Dog Awards. You get to see and hear just incredible stories and reaffirm everything I love about dogs, and then just to celebrate that with everyone around you. It's super fun. I love it.
God, did you have a favorite dog this year? I mean, it's so hard to choose, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just so hard. I think I particularly respond to, and of course, from my own experience, I find myself particularly drawn to the military dogs and the canine dogs that are out there protecting our soldiers and our police officers. So I think those dogs always have a special place in my heart.
And this year we had an incredible law enforcement dog tune, Ito, Canine Ito, right from the Los Angeles area. And boy, Ito had an amazing story, didn't he?
He does. He has a great story, and what a great dog, brave dog who goes out there and protects his officers. And, it was just, I have a picture with him actually, and all the LAPD officers who attended to the event. And it was so great to celebrate that Ito did his job and everyone lived.
I know. I love that. And it doesn't always happen. Even with law enforcement, so really all law enforcement dogs, they're on the front lines of duty just like our men and women are. And when I see these dogs and the stories come out good, like in Ito's case, a few years ago, we had the story of the law enforcement dog Jinx. And his deputy didn't come out of that situation. And that story of the bond between the dog and the human, I know you remember that. It still gives me chills every time I think about it.
It does. And that's what I also respond so much to the search and rescue dogs. And those stories always are so moving because the dog cares so much about finding the person they're looking for, They get it. They know what they're looking for, and they get their job, and they get how important it is. And it's just so amazing when you see how it's so great to celebrate and really give them credit for the work that they do and how much we need them out there in the forest and, in events, tragedies like the hurricanes and 9/11, when we need them most to help us find people in need.
So true. And, and the search and rescue dog this year is another amazing example, beautiful German Shepherd. And I can't wait for people to see and hear his story.
I know.
One of the fun dogs, though, every single year seems to be these arson dogs. They're just so much fun.
I know.
They love
They're
everybody.
So
aren't they? And this year we had the beautiful arson dog named Judge, and he was just so gorgeous with his fire Captain Lee, as his handler. Mm-hmm. And, I was reading, Allie, just the other day as I was just going through some of these stories again, and what really struck me was that Judge, as an arson dog, ever since he's been on duty since 2011 in Allentown, Pennsylvania area, arsons have dropped 50%. It's almost like the bad guys knew Judge was on duty and they better not commit arson. Isn't that wonderful?
That's great news. I mean, for everybody, right? And that he's on the case.
That's right.
He's protecting.
That's exactly right. And what I love about him, too, it was 276 fire investigations so far. And really important, I know, to both you and me, was 500 school children presentations, which, is just so great for school kids to be provided with the opportunity to engage with these hero dogs one-on-one. And Judge is a perfect example of an ambassador for the schools, which is, I think, near and dear to your heart, too, with your two children.
It's so great. It's so important for kids to have that experience and for us, the adults, to take that time.
So true. Well, I know you have an animal in your life. You want to share with us a little bit about your precious pup?
We do. I do. And, my husband and I are real advocates of rescuing dogs and animals and protecting them. So we try to champion that, and then live it in our own lives. And we've had several rescue dogs. Our dog now, Ozzy, is a rescue who we literally rescued on the street. We found him trotting along in the middle of traffic and with no idea where he came from, but we could see that, trouble was brewing. He was getting himself into more car populated area. And so my husband always jokingly tells the story that I jumped out of the car when I saw him on the street. And he always says, I was going to stop. I was just about to stop the car and you didn't wait for me. And,
wow.
So yeah, and he was a mess. He'd been out there living on those streets for a while, clearly, and he just, in fact, he had a broken leg that had healed sideways, and he was, quite dirty. And we had pets at the time, and Dave sort of gave the stern talking that we don't need another dog. We'll clean it up. We'll take it to the vet. We'll get him fixed. We'll do all the things, and then we're gonna help him find a new home. And I don't know what happened between that day and the next, but when I came home from work, he had a collar with our name and a phone number on it. So
I guess he adopted you,
our
didn't
dog,
he?
Ozzy.
I love that. Tell me, how did you come up with the name, Ozzy?
Well, we named him to the street. We found him on Osborne Street, and so we decided to call him Ozzy.
I love that. I love that. Well, I don't know if all of our listeners know your wonderful husband, Dave, who you mentioned, is a California Highway Patrol officer. And so I know that some of these stories that you hear through the Hero Dog Awards, particularly with law enforcement and all their various capacities, just mean a lot to both you and Dave. So thank you for what he does every day.
I know, and we appreciate him all the time and every day for what he does.
Yeah,
and he
really
celebrates you. He's a champion of dogs and animals in need, and he's very much a believer in this cause, and so thrilled to be it. He loves coming to the Hero Dog Awards, and so it's a great night for all of us.
I love that. And I believe that you are also committed to Pilots and Paws. Am I right?
Yes, Dave is also a sort of a private pilot. He does it just for our personal time, and he takes his time on his days off and his weekends or when we have other trips planned to give animals in need a ride. And sometimes it's, a new family is wanting to adopt them somewhere, but it's far away and they don't know how to get the dog from A to B. Or sometimes it's a vet who's willing to do a pro bono surgery on a dog or an animal in need, but they can't get him up to where that vet is. And so Dave will give these pets a ride. And there's a lot of pilots who offer their time and their services to take animals to their new home or where they can get help that they need. And it's a really great service, and it's really fun. And they do these fun events where all the pilots get together and swap pictures of all the cute dogs they saved. I remember one, it was the kookiest looking dog. His name was Horton, and he was what's the breed called? It's like a Mexican hairless dog or something.
Oh, yeah.
And,
that's so cute.
The funniest. He was so cute, and he just sat there on my lap the whole time, the whole flight. He didn't bother him at all, and he just was looking out the window like, hey, where am I going? So cute.
I love that. So much fun. Well, big shout out today to Pilots and Paws, because they do incredible work. It's one of my favorite rescue organizations out there, and we just love partnering with them at American Humane because they're just such a super group, and the pilots are just incredible volunteers, aren't they?
They are. And it's true of everyone who volunteers with this organization and all of the organizations that team up together. People who love dogs are good people.
They really are. Boy, if somebody doesn't like an animal, I don't want to be anywhere near them,
I know. It just makes, it just makes you feel safe around people who take care of their pets.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, we were talking about the Hero Dog Awards just a few minutes ago, and I know this year you presented the service dog category, Lon and Gander. What did you think of that beautiful Labradoodle Gander? Wasn't he gorgeous?
Oh my gosh, gorgeous. And I think it's also great that we get to really meet these other breeds and get to know how, unique every dog is, and that some dogs are just really meant for that kind of service, and some dogs are meant for the arson, and, just the people who sort of find these special dogs and give them a purpose and and the dogs that just embrace it, and love the opportunity to help someone in need, and either whether it's just an emotional service dog or a dog that actually helps someone who's impaired in some way. It's really a beautiful thing to see, and oh my gosh, Gander's adorable. It was so cute to see them together.
Oh, I know, such a special bond between Lon and Gander, and Gander was another rescue dog, a dog left at a high kill shelter and brought out by an organization, Freedom Service Dogs in Colorado, because they recognized that Gander could do so much more and that Gander could save a life. And I love that Lon, an Army veteran, said that the reason he's here today is because of Gander. Gander, as a PTS service dog, saved his life. And then I look at Lon and I say, Lon, you saved Gander's life too. So what a match made in heaven for both of them.
Exactly. And you can see that they both know it, that they're both so connected to each other and happy together, and they take care of each other. It's really beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I know a special passion of both yours and Dave's your husband is the military service dogs, the wounded warriors who come back from the front lines in terror with PTS and my goodness, and then how their lives change with the service dog. I want to thank you and your husband for both championing our Waxer Patriots program, because it means a lot to us to have you serve as one of our ambassadors for it. So thank you for championing that.
Oh, I am honored to be a part of that. The work you do championing bringing those dogs home is so incredible and so important. And the service dogs that can be rehabilitated or can have their change of career to help their soldier and to keep them together after they've served, for our country so bravely. It's so important and it's so meaningful, and Robin, the work you've done, it just really is so important. So I can't thank you enough and the organization enough for helping every individual person, every person I've met through the American Humane who talks about the military, the difference it's made for them in their lives is really special. So that's a really important cause to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we're thrilled to continue the good work. We've recently held a convening in Washington, D.C., where we brought together some of the top scientists and ethicists and behaviorists to create the first ever national training standard for service dogs. So I'm hoping to be able to bring you some good news soon as we work to build those standards and test them out and make sure these standards are really the life-saving standards that we need, because we don't get a second chance with either end of the leash. We've got to heal both, and we've got to get it right the first time, don't we?
Yeah. That's right. And it makes a difference for them and for both ends of the leash and everyone around them,
Yes, so true. Allie, one thing that I have to just thank you before we continue is you're serving now as one of our national ambassadors, and as part of that, you have just released an incredible public service campaign called Kindness 100, our humane education and reaching out to the kids. Can you share with us what that was for you and why you chose to be part of our Kindness 100 campaign?
Well, I was thrilled. I mean, the Kindness 100 is such an important and certainly meaningful thing to be a part of. And for me to be able to speak to, how meaningful every person's kindness is such I don't know, I can't even, I'm speechless. It's such an important thing that we all help spread the word on and that we all champion. And my passion for animals and rescue is really, something that I just want to celebrate and honor whenever I get the chance.
Well, I know that the website kindness100.org features your public service announcement, so I want all of our listeners to go and watch it and just celebrate this very special moment, because celebrating kindness for 100 years is something American Humanes have the privilege to do, and now we're able to get it out to a whole new generation, Allie, because of you. So thank you for partnering with us on that.
It was great to be a part of and certainly the information and the knowledge that I think we can share with everyone else and just help everyone live a little more consciously. The consciousness of trying to be kind and being aware of the animals that depend on us so much is really important in all parts of our lives, and that the American Humane is championing that is really phenomenal. So I'm thrilled to be a small spoke in the wheel.
You're a big part of our family and our community, and we're so grateful. I have to tell you, I can't continue the interview without telling you that my mother is one of your raving fans from Days of Our Lives, Sammy Brady. I have to say that.
Oh, thank you.
Linda Roy wanted me to tell you hello from Linda Roy. She's loved you for so long on that, and I've so enjoyed you on The Biggest Loser, and always what an interesting show that has been, and fun to follow the contestants as they go through a really personal journey and open up their lives to everyone. I think that's so personal. But my favorite is what you're doing, the Murder, She Bakes series on Hallmark, our good friends at Hallmark. I love those movies, and I understand
Thank you.
You're the executive producer as well as starring in that. How does it feel to be an executive producer and the star?
It's been an incredible journey for me. I sort of had this awareness recently that I told my dad this is what I was going to do with my life when I was 4 years old. And now here I am making movies, and I get to do it with the Hallmark Channel, which I'm so proud to be in business with and that I consider such a family, and they're amazing. And, Bill Abbott champions American Humane, and it just makes me feel so proud to be part of a business that is so personal and that they can make such a difference in the individual lives in this way is really meaningful to me. It makes me feel, proud to be working with them. And, I love little stories. Like at Murder, She Bakes, my character Hannah has a cat, and that cat is a rescue. The people who found that cat, rescued her from a kill shelter and brought her in, and she's now a celebrity. So she got a big life change too. And I love that it all kind of comes around full circle, and we can all, be a part of making a difference like that. And Hallmark certainly is such great advocates and champions. I'm so honored to work with them.
My favorite channel out there, that's for sure. All seasons, I love the Hallmark Channel, and we all love Bill Abbott. And those people who don't have the opportunity to ever meet Bill Abbott, we can tell you that for someone in the entertainment business, this man has been just, to me, such an inspiration because he's so genuine, and he's so passionate about animal advocacy, about animal rights, animal rescue. This man really believes it, he does it, he practices it, he saves animals every day, and then, of course, he uses this incredible platform that is the Hallmark Channel to educate so many more about how incredible the healing power is of the human-animal bond. We just love Bill Abbott in our house.
I know. Yes, us too.
Shout out to Bill today. His ears are burning. That's great. Well, we're getting close to the end of our time together today. Allie, anything you'd like to share with our listeners about animal rescue and how to live a more humane life?
Yeah, I think, it's something you can enjoy too. Watch the Hero Dog Awards. Be inspired and go make a difference with the pet that you love and share it with your kids. I think, that's another big part that that really was important to us as parents. Dave and I wanted to share with our children a love of dogs and the responsibility and how important that is to take care of them and take it seriously, that they need us to look after them just like we need their love, and then they look after us. And, I just feel like every kid benefits from that kind of relationship, and whether it's a cat or a dog or whatever works for your family, helping them learn to love animals is a big part of growing up.
So beautiful and so well said. Well, Allie, thank you on behalf of all of us at American Humane for being our national ambassador. Thank you for championing animals and helping us save lives of our two-legged veterans and our four-legged hero dogs. We're so grateful for all you do.
Yeah. Oh, hear, hear.
Thank you. Well, listeners, we'll be right back after this brief message. You're listening to Be Humane on Pet Life Radio.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
The standard run-of-the-mill tests and treatments.
Cortisone.
Antihistamine.
Multiple creams. Antibiotics. Spray. Multiple prescriptions.
Steroid injections.
Spray. Shots. Antibiotics.
Steroid cream.
No results.
It was neglect. The other owners didn't care enough about him to take care of him and to give him the nutrition he needed.
A nutritional supplement like Dynovite.
To be the healthy, happy dog he is today.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
Put some nutrition in your dog. The vet that I trust recommended Dynovite. The dog I have today, because of Dynovite, has a sparkle in his eye, a lush coat, healthy skin.
When you rescue a dog, you've got to feed him right for life.
Dynovite will make your dog a happy dog.
Dynovite is nutrition.
Dynovite for life.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Begging to hear more of your favorite show? Full episodes of all our shows are available on demand. Go to PetLifeRadio.com to fetch our entire lineup of Possum Pet podcasts. Also, dig us up in iHeartRadio and iTunes. Let's Talk Pets. Live and on demand only from Pet Life Radio.
Let's Talk Pets.
Let's Talk Pets.
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Be Humane on Pet Life Radio. We've just enjoyed a tremendous conversation with our good friend Allie Sweeney. She's beautiful, she's brilliant, she's inspirational, she's a champion for animals, and she's a champion for humane education. We're so proud that she's joined American Humane as one of our national ambassadors. As you heard from Allie, rescue is near and dear to her heart. Her story about how she saved Ozzy from the middle of the road, and Ozzy's now living in his forever loving home with the Sweeney family, and just how wonderful is that for not only Allison, but her husband Dave, the California Highway Patrol officer, mother and their 2 precious children. And now Ozzy has a beautiful home to live in, and lots of love and lots of treats and lots of joy. You know, I think about all those rescue dogs, and I think about how we can do so much more for them. At American Humane, you know, we've announced our new Chicken Soup for the Soul, Fill the Bowl, Feed a Soul campaign, where American Humane is partnering with Chicken Soup to ensure that 1 million meals are delivered to shelters and rescues around the country. If you want to learn more, please visit AmericanHumane.org and see how we're partnering with shelters and rescues to help save lives, thanks to our great friends at Chicken Soup for the Soul. Other ways that you can get involved, just like Allie's gotten involved with American Humane, can be found at AmericanHumane.org/get-involved. There's opportunities to donate your vehicle. In fact, your vehicle can support American Humane's life-saving work without donating a cent out of your pocket. It could actually help us ensure that animals can always be reached whenever and whenever they're in need. Planned giving is another incredible opportunity through a bequest, a charitable gift annuity, or another planned gift. You can also make a gift in honor of a loved one to American Humane, or in honor or memory of an animal. It's a perfect way to show that you care. You can join our rescue team, deploy with our emergency services team to assist animals around the country in times of disaster or crisis. These incredible angels to animals come out all day and night around the country to serve animals in crisis. These volunteers are really remarkable and inspirational people. They're truly the angels for the animals. So consider joining our rescue team. You can also buy American Humane holiday cards by visiting AmericanHumane.org/get-involved. It's another way to help out our cause and help us build a more humane world. Well, thanks for listening today to Be Humane with Dr. Robin Ganzert. It's a pleasure to spend this time with you this week and every week. Be sure to tune in to next week's episode, another exciting national ambassador, a celebrity who's really devoting their time and their talent and their platform to our cause, American Humane, first to serve. Remember, this week and every week, to be humane. See you next time.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.